Well, because I've been speaking with Marianne, now I'm thinking in English, but I wanted to develop something that it comes from a Spanish word that it cannot be translated. But maybe I can translate the previous message that I was making about the awareness of the consciousness, of course. But when you are aware of your consciousness, or when you are conscious of your awareness, you know what you are doing and what your intention is. And if it works, fine. And if it doesn't work, fine. You did what you wanted to do. And what do you want to do? When you are honest with yourself, if what you want to do is whatever you want to be given to you and you give to others, and you are in this peace and harmony, just to say some words, you can never regret of doing something. Never. Never. All my accidents, all my problems, I wouldn't be this one talking to myself in this video. I would be any other one. And there are no mistakes at all. Nothing is a mistake. The mistake is not to be aware of anything. If you are aware of anything or nothing, then everything is just pure casualty. And then you can complain or be proud of that. And you shouldn't do any of those. You just should be aware of what the hell is going on inside and around you. If you cannot connect with Tarzan, with Avatar, Alice in Wonderland, Gulliver's, you don't even have to go to Matrix complexity, because the other ones are talking about the same thing. It's just the other perspective, the other point of view. That's it. Well, Matrix as well, but much deeper and complex. And then I can make this very complex. But I named Alice in Wonderland and Gulliver's because everybody as a child were in contact with this. And they knew how it feels at that time. But when you stop being a child, then you don't get connected to the other concepts. So luckily, I was Tarzan when I was a child. And being Tarzan means being part of the jungle, connect with the animals even though you're not connecting with your own race. It's the same case as Avatar, right? Because when I saw Avatar, I came out of the cinema saying that I watched 3 movies. I'm not going to explain that because it's been explained already in another video. So just by feeling what I'm saying, it's completely different of understanding of what I'm saying. Many people will understand and they will think they are feeling what I'm saying because they felt sometimes, but they are not aware of how to feel that way, how to be aware of your feelings, how to be aware of everything. So from time to time, people accidentally get access to higher consciousness by doing whatever. Walking, apnea, scuba diving, climbing, having sex, cooking, maybe beating someone up. Why not? Because it's not just the positive things for the majority of the people. It's just something that triggers another state of consciousness. So it can be anything, right? But if you're not aware of all these things, you are learning nothing. So that's what the video is about. So you can be either rational, and then you can regret of things that you wanted to do, but they didn't come out the way you were expecting. There were so many intentions in that of course, probably is never going to happen. And if it happens, it was for another reason that you were not taking into account. And then I was talking in Spanish about different examples about being honest to yourself. And it was a real experience that I just had about a blue token. I'm not gonna translate that, it's just the concept. And just like honesty in Scandinavia and Central European countries is much bigger than in South European countries. And probably is based on the Christianity. I don't know, I was not talking about that. There must be many reasons, but it's not better than the others. It's a completely different dimension, because at the end there is an intention also about that. And the people, some people, maybe they are not honest because they are so embracing and hugging so strong the Christian God that they are sanctified, they are holy, and they have more rights than the rest of the people that they don't believe so close in that God, or they don't feel they have that connection, or they are not believing in that any. So how easy is that one concept can create infinite positive stories or infinite conflicts? And I created that in Spanish, sharing on Facebook, which is it written with C or Z? And I said con Z, which means many things, depending on the pronunciation of the question in Spanish. So only people who speak Spanish, only 500 million people will know what I'm talking about. And the rest of the people, and they could be part of this social experiment about how you are. And I could give some rules to play that game. I was thinking about them. One is leave your comments, not reading any other comment about this. So share your comments, what you felt with the question and the answer. I have to make a video of this in Spanish, but the thing is that that would be, in a way, you can see where they are, if they are just behind the rational words, or because they can be as creative as they want. And then when you see this creativity, if it is creating balance, openness, no duality, and is the opposite, dual violent or dual positive, when it's like too radical into something, you see that it's like force, and it's not like organically quantum, which means infinite, the no duality. And there are infinite ways of flowing with that concept, or infinite ways of rationally blocking and creating a conflict, and the whole world will go into a war just for that. The proper way of speaking, the proper way of pronunciation, the proper way is another human concept. The proper way is infinite proper ways, and I'm not the only one saying that. The Fallout is saying that several times on every episode. The proper way in Spanish is even more like como Dios manda, like God said. That's the proper way. If you do it any other way, it's from the devil, and then you become the black sheep, and then you don't give a shit because you are so happy, aware of all this structure. And children are aware of all this until they are, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, and then you can develop it with the person, because the child is the pure consciousness, and the pure consciousness is trying to manage the personality, not manage, to observe and learn and connect and say, hey, don't forget me, I'm still here. This is probably the message I was sending to my niece, being 18 years old, that you are an adult now, but you're not forced to stop being a child anymore, right? But that's the Easter egg of the message, because that's not the video that she's gonna listen in the party, that she will hear it privately. And there are many other messages, like my playlist that I created this playlist is only allowed for children, no adults allowed for that playlist. And if you are an adult in age, but you still believe that you are that child, then it's for you. And then if you don't like it, then it was not for you. And there probably you were not honest, thinking that you were the child instead of letting the child guide you. It's so different.